Hello, friends. Welcome back. Oh my god. We got the recaps before we got the pick video. Say it ain't so, but it is. It is. It's okay. Thank you to everybody who was it. First off, thank you to everybody who was in the Smoky Hours Fight Companion for UFC 324. First event of 2026. First stream. A lot of firsts for 2026, but also the first of the UFC Paramount Plus era, which... Has it been 1 minute? Can I swear yet? All right, it hasn't been. But same blank, different day. Almost. It was actually a valid experience to watch it on Paramount Plus. The ease of access just from going to one's Amazon Prime Video application and then by having the Paramount Plus extension, just literally watching it from there like any other program or live broadcast is fine. Way better experience than attempting to watch the NBA on, I think the NBA was also on HBO for some reason or something like that for a little bit, but it also was on Prime. Watching NBA on Prime is hellish. For some reason, lags, quality is absolutely piss poor. The Paramount quality for the stream, the actual broadcast, wasn't insane, but it wasn't bad at all. It was a fine experience. It was a little trippy at first seeing all of the logos and branding switched from ESPN and ESPN Plus to Paramount Plus. But honestly, it was fine. I think it was cool actually seeing like the subtle differences in terms of like one general production, for example, like those broadcasts, like the branding switch over, but also like there was very minute changes in like the feel, pacing, and I think like the structure actually. It's just edited a different way. I feel like ESPN was naturally a more of a clean-cut, streamlined sports experience. Like, these are the rankings, this is yada, 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 yada. And Paramount Plus was going for maybe a more somatic, dramatic effect. Ever so slightly. Nothing insane, but I actually did quite like that. Enough about the Paramount Plus stuff. We'll get right into it. I don't even have the fights in front of me, so I will have to go off memory, but I believe the first fight was Ty Miller versus Adam Fugit. I went with this man, Ty Miller. I actually was going with him by decision because I thought, Adam Fugit is still a tenured UFC veteran. Man isn't like a world beater or anything, but going against a young, fresh up-and-comer, what's really working for Ty Miller is, I didn't know that he had hands like that, but I was like, man's a lot younger. There's not a crazy size difference between the two. In that sense, the odds are on his side. There's a little bit of favor going towards him. But when the fight started and I was watching Ty Miller is going to be something. That dude has actual dangerous striking technique, extremely crisp straight shots, straight punches. And he responded to the little, I don't want to say little adversity that Adam Fugit gave, but the actual danger, the damage that he received, and it was a little bit, he took it extremely well. Man was putting hands on Adam Fugit for about 90% of the fight until one sequence where Adam Fugit, after getting rocked a little bit, hit this man with a hellacious spinning back elbow and sliced open Ty right a little bit above the hairline. You couldn't actually see the cut, but you could see the blood, like, and a heavy blood flow from like right there. But Ty literally, he just like took a double step. He didn't even fully stumble. He literally just got his feet back under him and went back to work. Found the finish after that. It was a beautiful finish. Good stoppage. And it was a great way to start the card. First fight of the year, man gets a finish. I was kind of thinking something like that would happen just in general, but it was still cool to see that happen, and wasn't a perfect way to start the card. That wasn't the perfect pick. I called Ty Miller by decision, but got the first pick of the year right. So we'll take that. Moving on. Next fight was Josh Hokett versus Denzel Freeman. Denzel Freeman was a dude who I remember seeing. We watched his debut. We watched some other shit of him, and he really wasn't that bad. He really wasn't that bad at all. I thought Josh Hokett was going to win by round 1 KO TKO, and he did win that way. It was the first perfect pick of the year. But it was almost bizarre. It wasn't fully bizarre. Josh Hokett was kind of beating the shit out of him. What was really impressive, though, was the control. The control of Josh Hokett when he went to the ground. Man really wasn't rushing anything. prioritized keeping Denzel Freeman under his control. Maybe not even on the ground, per se. It was really just under control. There was moments where Denzel Freeman was able to get his feet under him, get back up. Josh Hockett would just stay on him, though, and that was what was really important. Not only that, he being Josh, kept up an insane pace throughout the entire fight, start to finish, even though it was only one round. Great pace. It was very impressive to see that, and it was a phenomenal fucking call-out that he had. At first, I was like, damn, man's cutting another cringy-ass promo, cut some bullshit, WWE bullshit. But then, like, he was cooking. I was like, oh.
And that happened, but yeah, it was not what you thought, and I feel like that's bad journalism, and shame on you for trying to spread that rumor. Next question.
Gonna make the viewers combust with one thrust. Right, Jared?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looked like, if it was like that, yeah. Sorry.
Just wait here. What's next for you? Do you have a name?
Waldo Cortez Acosta is a deadbeat father, not to one kid, but to 9. And in America, that's a problem. Right, Jared?
If I can't confirm if any of that's true, but that would be an issue, right? That would be an issue. I mean, I agree.
That's the downfall in America.
I don't touch stuff like that.
Okay,
Let him cook. Actually, let man cook for a little bit. And then he did, and he ended it with something that I'm not going to repeat, but man went apeshit with it. It was hilarious. I was fucking crying on stream. Maybe I'll throw that in there. Yo, bro really just said that shit. Like, hey, fuck it. That was a good performance by Josh Hockett. And not only that, like before that, in midway through the promo, man shouted out the thrust. He was like, and just with one thrust. You couldn't see me thrust, but I was thrusting. Just with one thrust. I was like, yo, holy shit. Like, that's just fire. That's the shit that we're on. Like, Josh Hockett, new channel favorite. Possibly. Not favorite, but like, you know, in the good graces of the channel. Very valid. First perfect pick of the year, very calm. Josh Hockett, round 1 KO TKO. And Denzel Freeman put up, like, he was trying to survive. It ultimately ended after Josh Hockett gave him one last hellacious flurry. And then with approximately 3 seconds left, Josh turned away instead of engaging Denzel. There was a bit of space. There was quite a bit of space between them, maybe like 8 to 10 feet. They were disengaged. But instead of re-engaging, Josh just turned away, gave him the finger. I didn't mean to give you the finger. That was just acting out what Josh did. But gave him the finger, walked away, and then Denzel like fell on his own accord. Like he was walking toward. He was near the cage and they stumbled and fell. And then, oh God, I forget this ref's name, older black man, who actually I think got hurt officiating the Atiba Gautier fight. Man blew out his knee apparently. I was like Mark Hunt, but Mark Hunt is a fucking fighter. Mark Smith, is that his name? Either way, I don't want to mess with the man's name, but you guys will know who I'm talking about. He ran over and stopped the fight. Actually, waved the fight off by KO TKO when Denzel Freeman fell on his own accord, and that was actually quite calm. I fucked with that. So that was a good fight, good stoppage, great performance by Josh Hockett, though, someone to really watch, actually. I'm like, where the hell is my water? And I realize it's propping up this shit. Different camera this time. We're not going with the laptop camera, not the iPhone camera, not the new iPhone camera. We're actually going with the little iPad camera. So we'll see how it is. I actually like the angle. I kind of like the way it looks. But we shall see. Third fight of the night. Painful. This was pain. First incorrect pick. Still going off memory here. I believe it was Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. I had Charles Johnson winning by round 3 KO TKO. That did not happen. In fact, I believe Charles Johnson got finished in the first. If not, it was the second. But he was finished in the first round. I thought we were going to see another Charles Johnson, maybe not masterclass, but like a Charles Johnson fight. You know, man might struggle a little bit, ultimately come back, take over, win in dominant fashion, possibly get the finish late. But Alex Perez just clipped, and I literally mean that. He just clipped this fucking guy, Charles Johnson. Like, it really didn't look like it landed flush. It just literally, like, clipped him kind of high, like, around here. And it just really hurt Charles. Like, it had him fucked up. Man, it instantly lost, like, sight on him. Like, you know, he was, like, looking other places. He got rocked really bad from that, I don't want to say glancing blow. It's not like I'm saying that to, like, shit on Charles for real, but after that punch that he took, he never fully recovered. But I was saying, though, it's actually insane how long Charles Johnson actually survived. Most dudes are out of there 30 seconds at the absolute most. But Charles Johnson was actually trying to move around, trying to get around, still swinging occasionally, still weaving shots. You know, he's tough as a motherfucker. But Alex, very composed, just didn't chase after him, didn't force it, just followed him, literally followed him, stalked him, didn't let him get away. Very calm. Great performance by Alex Perez. And I really wanted to see Charles Johnson win that fight. But anyways, we move on. Back-to-back incorrect picks, man. It was Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas. Modestas Bukauskas, who, if you've watched this channel, you'll know, I actually really fuck with this man, Modestas Bukauskas. And it's just a shame that this is befallen him. That makes it sound like he got knocked out. He really didn't. It was just, man landed some clean shots in the first round. I thought there was maybe potential for a finish. Like, it might have been right there around the corner, but maybe not. Nikita Krylov actually just bounced back, straight up bounced back, and kind of beat on Modestas just for the rest of the fight. It was tough. It was what it was. There's really not much I want to say about that one. That was a decent one. He made this man Modestas, like, fucking fold, actually. He violated Modestas. That's what happens to Modestas, unfortunately. Nikita Krylov, that was a good bounce back for him because I think he got fucking mollywopped in his last one. Yeah, he didn't get mollywopped, but he did get mollywopped by Dominic Reyes. That's what I was thinking of. The mollywopping. The mollywopping of Nikita Krylov. Not this time. Moving on. Atiba Gautier versus Andre Pelayev. Pelayev fought his ass off, man. Fought his ass off. This is the funniest thing that I was starting to say, like, almost a little bit after the end of the first round. Like, imagine if this man Atiba Gautier is the one that has the first decision of 2026. Which he ultimately did. That's not like a crazy shit on him because I feel like by extension, that's kind of violating Andre Pelayev crazy. Pelayev got hurt early on, but actually recovered well and fought his ass off. Really went to, like, experience some more veteran tactics against Atiba. And it was kind of working. At the end, I remember Andre Pelayev thought that he won, or he seemed disappointed with the official decision, which, of course, as obviously the official decision is him losing, but I remember thinking, nah, the Atiba did win. It was just a close, competitive fight when a lot of people thought it wasn't going to be, as Atiba was one of the biggest favorites on the card. And Atiba actually, you know, took the most damage we've probably seen him take in the UFC. But we really need to see some, like, competition relative to this dude Atiba. Like, Atiba's been given cans, pretty much. You know, they've really tried to build this motherfucker up. Also, something that was hilarious. I picked this man, Paddy Pimblett, to win, right? But I feel like everyone can notice now, especially with Paramount, like, they really were trying to boost Paddy so fucking much. All that Paddy Mania promo was crazy shit. I was like, yo, what? Like, they had sound bites from Michael Bisping saying, like, oh, I've never seen someone... There's only been one... Only Conor McGregor has seen, like, this push it from, like, the fans or some shit. And I was like, no, that's nowhere near, like, accurate. That's just not reality. That's not the reality that we live in. It was funny to see all that shit. And to see what ultimately happened. But we'll get there when we get there. Moving on, Umar Nurmagomedov versus Davison Figueiredo. It was a good fight. I thought Umar was going to win by decision. Man, did win by decision. Other than that, like, I think the biggest thing was, one, like I said, Umar was huge. He looked gigantic compared to Figgy. Once Figgy got, like, some confidence in the later rounds, then he started to try to actually attack, bring the fight more towards Umar, and it was valid. But I'm not surprised. I think everyone was expecting Umar to do his thing here. Figgy was a huge, huge underdog as well. It's always cool to see Islam and Khabib in his corner. his corner being Umar's corner, but that was the main, or the featured prelim, excuse me. Now moving on to the main card, the first fight was Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva. I had Gene Silva winning by round 2 KO TKO. He didn't. It was close to that, actually, but he didn't. It was a back and forth fight, extremely competitive fight. I actually had no clue who was going to win that one, but this man, Gene Silva, ended up coming out on top with it, and he seemed extremely confident that the decision was going to go towards him. Maybe that was just a bit of manifestation tactics. Maybe he really did believe. Who knows? But it was good for the picks. Moving on, Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas. I started to actually tune out of this one a little bit. Just a little bit. There was first for everything, right? So that last night was also the first for sleepy hours a little bit. I didn't fully KO, but I was actually in and out sometimes. Like in and out, and I was like nodding off. I would be watching the fights, and it's like I always say, you know, an easy way to fall asleep. It's very common. It's just you're watching something, you know, a movie, show, game, whatever the fuck it is, and you just start thinking about something. You're like, yo, like, yeah, you know, that's something there. Like, for example, I'm thinking about Natalia Silva. I'm like, you know, like, people be confusing her with, like, Karini Silva, like, or rather confusing Karini Silva with her and saying Karini's dog shitty, like, you know, like, all this stuff. And you just follow, like, a train of thought to sleep. You know, like, you literally think yourself to sleep. You're like, and then all that while you're thinking, you know, you're expanding on that thought, your eyelids just drop, and then you're KO'd. Thank God I could actually kind of recover a little bit from it. You know, I'm like, oh shit, like I'm falling asleep. There has been proper sleepy hours. Like I've fucking KO'd on this motherfucker before. For the one time, actually, I remember I woke up, literally the stream was still going, and there were heads in chat saying, yo, this guy's asleep. Yo, it's good, man. Like, I was watching the fights, and I fell asleep watching, too. I just pulled up on you now, and, like, I'm here. I was like, yo, God, but I digress. Where were we, actually? Oh, we were just talking about sleepy hours, yeah. So first sleepy hours, you could call it that. Not proper sleepy hours, but first sleepy hours of 2026. It's also fucking freezing in my room, so I had to, like, cover my feet with, like, some shit, and I would pull my arms into my sweater, and then so I would get, like, cozy again, you know, and then I'd start thinking, and then I started sleeping, like, almost. But it was calm. That's why I'm, like, looking back on some of these fights, and I was like, yeah, I know for a fact that I, like, drifted off a little bit there, because, like, Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas, I missed a lot of it. I did see a bit of it, but there wasn't anything insanely decisive that I remember. I remember the kicks of Natalia Silva being pretty nice. Rose actually early on was a little spooky. But yeah, very calm. I remember this man, Pat Barry, going ape shit, actually. Like, he was, like, warming up. Like, he was about to fight. Like, he was, like, swinging big meaty hooks type shit right before the fight started. I digress. We continue. Heavyweight men's bout, the featured bout of the evening. Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis. I actually had Waldo by round 3 KO TKO, and it was close. It was fucking close, man. It was the round 2 KO TKO. It was a bit bizarre, but Waldo was winning. He was kind of winning even in the fashion that I imagined him to, which was counter-striking, rather counter-boxing, just being very technical with it. And he was. The finish came not from a mighty blow that Waldo necessarily landed. Even though Waldo was definitely doing his thing, Waldo literally threw, like, a jab that happened to land, like, not perfectly. It actually, he was a little bit short with it. Like, it just barely landed. But Derek was also, like, misstepping. Like, man was, like, about to fall over on his own. And so it was just, like, the perfect little bit of force to, like, make Derek fall. And so man fell, and Derek just, like, took it. He just, like, laid there. I liked, like, Daniel Cormier saying that. He was like, he just accepted it. Like, even though it happened pretty quickly, it wasn't like there was anything for him to accept. Like, you know, if man tries to get up, fucking Waldo's probably going to wild out on him. Which is what happened 1 second later. Waldo kind of got down slowly. He got down, like, fucking, like, mad Dominican. Like, it was, like, super sensual. Like, he, like, touched his knees. He, like, slid into the, like Derek's knees were up, right? his knees were up, and he like slid into that shit. Like it was mad. It was just fucking super sensual, little homoerotic. It was hot. It was hot, but it was just like I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And then he beat the shit out of Derek, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's valid. That's valid. Brutal back shots, or maybe it was even side shots. And side shots is crazy because side shots, that's like fucking love making. Like that shit, but that shit's crazy. That was a good fight. Wasn't a bad fight by any means. Derek just got packed out. Mans are calling for Derek Lewis to retire. Maybe. We'll see about that. Moving on. Co-main event. Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. This was a good fight. Pretty back and forth. A lot of people thought Song was going to win. I actually had this man, Sean, by decision. It was close. It was close. But I think just the technical striking of Sean at range, the little bit of reach really helps him. Like, we got to see Sean kind of a return to form. That was very good. That was very good. Song did have a good fight, but man, definitely got pieced. And now for the main event. The main event, Justin Gaethje versus Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. I had Paddy the Baddy winning by round 2 submission. That did not happen. That did not happen. Paddy got his ass beat. Yep. Paddy got his ass beat. It was humiliating for him. People are now being like, yeah, Paddy's tough as shit, though. Like, that wasn't even an ass beating where at the end I'm like, damn, like, you're tough as shit. I'm just like, damn, like, you actually got your ass beat. I don't agree with that narrative, that little narrative that's being pushed around now. Like, oh, yeah, Paddy's tough as a motherfucker. Like, I was saying Paddy was tough before this fight. Now I'm just like, damn, Justin really just beat Paddy's ass. Like, there's none of that bullshit. Come on now. Paddy will be all right. Hop on fucking Football Manager for a couple days. You'll be good. You'll be good. But his face was actually scaring me. It was quite gross. It was quite gross. Just because I think his natural color is just very strange. Like the bright blue eyes, blonde hair, just with like the pinks, purples, reds of like the bruises, blood, cuts, all that shit. The swelling just made him look like a monster. Some weird monster. But I digress. Paddy really just got his fucking ass beat. There really wasn't a moment. I mean, there were moments in striking exchanges, wild striking exchanges, where Paddy was landing, actually, throughout the fight. But it was a pretty dominant ass whooping. Like, I heard a couple 49, 46s. That was valid. Like, that was valid. I'm just stunned because I actually was pretty confident that Paddy was going to beat his ass. And the chat poll, if I remember correctly, was slight. It was 1 vote in favor. There were like 11 votes. I believe it was 6-5. Paddy and Justin. Technically 7, if you count my vote, because I wasn't able to participate in the poll, but I also had Paddy. So 7-5. Paddy and Justin. The 5 of you that voted for Justin, you were correct on this one. You deadass were correct on this one. And it's crazy, too, because I just really was actually quite confident that, like, Paddy was going to violate. But, hey. It kind of was a fraud checking. I also felt like Paddy, when he was walking out, was just like, he felt that way himself. Like, Paddy's obviously very confident, but man was like walking out, and when he was singing the like heads will roll, like, and he was like really close to the camera, I was just like, yo, like, I thought to myself then, I was like, yeah, like a finger on the monkey's paw curls, like, yeah, heads will roll, bro, like, relax, yeah, dude, like, be careful what you wish for real, like, just desserts type shit, the monkey's paw, look that up if you're wondering about that, but yeah, man got his ass beat. He seemed extremely confident. Justin literally just showed up, whooped his ass. That was it. It was super calm, actually, for Justin. Good for him. Good for him. A career's worth of violence in the octagon, wins and losses. And now it amounts to everything, literally the most that you could hope for. Very good. Very nice. It was a great card. It was a great way to start off the year for everything. Stream was popping. Multiple new heads in there. Thank you to all the new heads that came and liked, and the one person that subscribed. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate it more than you know. The likes, the comments, just the watching. All of you guys. That goes for all of you. Every single person, every week that you pull up, every video that you comment, like on. means something to me. That's why I'll respond. I'll be on that shit. More content coming soon. I am going to be snowed in. The snowstorm did start early, actually. It was supposed to start Sunday night, but I woke up today and there's already a fuck ton of snow outside. Getting all the emails, schools closed, colleges closed. Yip. Hopefully, like I said to everybody, if you missed the Smoky Hours live stream, though, because I know there were some of you that weren't in there, I'll see you next week. I hope that you had a good little winter break, Christmas, holidays, New Year's, all that good stuff with yourself, with your family, your loved ones. From me and mine to you and yours. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you sooner rather than later. And again, of course, this is the proper outro. And again, thanks for watching. I don't know where the camera is on this thing. Again, thanks for watching. Much love. Big kiss.